they can kick open that door and announce their presence going into the final match.
Absolutely, for the first time in forever, we might see someone new, and I'm so excited that it's literally going to come down to Game 12. Now we're seeing Wolfie, CRR, Kenzel. They have an opportunity to make things interesting. If they have a pop-off game in the Victory Royale, you're just seeing Mongrel there finally getting through, picking up an elim. That's going to be nice. It's going to be that, hey, it could all come down to one elim point, one placement point. We already saw in the heats it came down to one shot from qualifying into the top 8 to get into the grand finals. We're talking about an entire month of FNCS competitive play all coming down to these last moments in the last game. Everything's gonna matter. Every gatekeeping stance matter, and it's gonna be a big time finish here, ladies and gentlemen, folks of all ages. And Kenzel goes down, but Hen also gets knocked by CRR. Oh no, Hen is now the big time clutch player, and he goes down.
How is Kenzel getting knocked there? CRR has a total angle on 3 different teams rotating through the zone. Kenzel off by himself. CRR finding another knock there. They needed to be together in this circumstance. This was an opportunity. CRR by himself converts into 3 eliminations, but at the cost of the 2-time DreamHack champion going down. Savage will pick up the Siptos and end the run there. So while Hen was fantastic on that individual run, we talked about them needing to pick up that floor if they wanted to stay in that top 5 contention, and going to drop again here. When you get one moment, one opportunity to seize it, will you? And right now it looks like he's got mom spaghetti everywhere as we're going to swing on over. You can see ADN Amplify on the side there with Maso, Chapix, Queasy trying to find a little bit of space as well. That 4th zone is revealed, and we're heading in towards the lake, towards Retail Row, excuse me now, with a little bit of zip line in play, but otherwise, pretty natural finish.
And we're going to find out whose knees are weak at this moment, considering that, look at this, Old Man Mountain. There's a couple of them out there that can kind of go ahead and chop anyone down that's going to try to make the ride up the leaderboard here. You already mentioned 1 and 2 is out. Our Tor, Cami, and Raxo had a strong opportunity and got the victory out to put them in that 3rd place. Here is another trio, Floki, Clement, Nakos, that are on a bit of a slide. They could do this. They could come around and get a victory out. And when we're going into Game 12, Sundown, we're going to Game 12 with about the top 5 all up for grabs and the number 1 spot. That's the kind of finish I want to see.
And while they're on a little bit of a slide, they've been putting it together better than their less consistent games yesterday. They're 3rd in terms of overall eliminations. What they're missing on today so far is that deep placement run with also combined eliminations. They've had one or they've had the other. If they can get both here, they're currently sitting in 7th. They can put themselves into that top 3 area in contention for first. But there's a number of other trios who can also do that. As you see, Savage, Lechi, and Benji, another full trio wipe. That's 3 more points over to them. They were 10th place on that outside, looking in for the top 5 coming into this game. But as we said, 1 and 2 are down. If you're watching and you're wondering what we care about, it's those teams 3rd through 10th and whether or not they capitalize, and the French trio has prime positioning to do it right now.
And 4th place just fell. Wolfies and CRR eliminated out. So more shakeups are going to happen. The analyst desks are going to have a lot of work going forward here to take a look at the leaderboard, because so many teams are going to be able to slip and so many teams are going to be able to overcome them. And this is a trio right here, now down to a duo. Raxo, Kami. They get a nice one on Squeezy right then and there. Another big name going forward too. So Raxo, this is a prime opportunity for this Cohen company to kind of all of a sudden heat up. And they're trying to go on this rotation here on the other side here, but they're being greeted and met with some bullets. Now the retreat is on. They're going to go back into their old builds. This is what's so important about space control. The ability to have the retreat and not get lobby focus is going to keep this trio alive, and the opportunity to move up the leaderboard to kind of close the gap between 2nd and 3rd.
Again, EP Alexa, aka Enterprise Queasy there, going down in a good pickup. But you see that this trio was able to get their victory royales when they had everyone on their feet, and they had a decent amount of utility as well. So the fact that Artur has gone down is going to make this execution a little bit more difficult. But one thing I want to call out for Kami, he's got those fireflies going on. It's one of the few things in the game that can apply that fire effect to build. If there's somebody who's building out towards wood or ends up getting too vulnerable there, they end up running out of mats. It can be a surprisingly effective tool in the late game. But right now, we see Leneuf getting a confirmation there onto Flick. Eyedrop also going to down Floki. Nako's going down, so all going to be on the back of Clement. Otherwise, the top French trio going to fall short of placement points again. And Cammy finds the angle with a brilliant crash pad, floor replace, finds Thomas HD sticking his head out there. The 190 tag, enough to tip him over the top, and that's some top of the leaderboard crime right there.
First, second, fourth, and fifth are now most likely out completely, including that knock in Elam from on against Thomas HD. Now Clement here all by himself in the 7th place trio, now going to ride in the backpack phase now. And we've seen the clutches, we've seen the Lone Rangers, we've seen the Heroics come out through the EU region, and Luneuf gets knocked by Anas. I was about to say, Luneuf and Jasper getting some big knocks at the same time as the big names of Benji. The old guard is trying to hold on tight and not let the new guard kind of come out of nowhere and take the titles.
And now we're into placement points as well. 17 trios remaining. The full moving zones are out. This is match number 11 in total. We'll have one more after this, but can any of these trios, missing members, clutch up as first on board here with Clement? He's got a pepper pop, but can it turn into plentiful points? That's Rojo, aka Smash Dave, the wildcard victor, going down there. Some key mats going over to Clement, and that's one more point, but no additional placements coming through as Lecce gonna pick up AD, and Clement checks his 6, but no bogeys there. Gonna continue, try to get his HP up and riding right on the edge of the storm. The backside of the zone is where you're gonna find excess utility and the most opportunity for these solo plays, trying to find people just stuck and ratting in the corner. And Clement now tracking through these old builds, looking for his next target, as we're going to get a pad and see what the control looks like, as I believe it's Vadil and Fastrokey up on the high ground. We're going to swing back on board here with Clement, and he's going to go down 16th place. One extra placement point coming through, but they're beginning to drop like flies as Anas gets Nate as well. That was Karma who's able to pick up Clement, and the trios are beginning to tick over as we have a new name up on height.
New names in the zone is going to go back into old builds, so that's going to be a little bit of opportunity, more box fighting, more chaos down below, and of course height is going to have the ability to maintain a little bit longer. They're not going to be able to get the elims because it's going to go through these old builds, but still holding on to height is so strong because now we are in the placement points. Top 11 trios here alive, and Andretta, Lewis, and Flois are one of those top teams sitting at the top 5. They could totally make a move right here. They've been quietly doing it throughout the entire time, and this is a strong opportunity to do it with a loud statement going into the last game here. This is game 11. We still got one more, folks, and Anas because of an Elam on pink.
Yeah, Anas and Savage still on their feet for right now. Flois, Louis, and Andrata running the low ground. No eliminations, but plenty of control in 6 chug splashes as well. They're going to find Karma there. That's M10 Sniper God getting taken down. You can see Remix still raining down shots from the high ground. They're going to be more than fine up there. No contention necessarily coming out, but a late shockwave could be in play. He's going to hop on board. The 2-time and last match winner, Roscoe, looking for a little bit of space. He finds a huge shot. He needs the siphon, though. He has to get the siphon, and he doesn't get it. He goes down too late as the crash pad blocked his way out, and we talk about it. Sometimes it's the matter of moments, but pure seconds there denies Roscoe the opportunity to clutch up, as now we're going to hop on board with the World Cup Week 10 qualifier himself, or Week 9 qualifier, Andretta, who's doing it all himself on the low ground. First and 90 tag, finds a good replacement, then 100 tag, second good replacement there. Snag gonna fall to the storm. 13 players remaining as we head in towards our Tar 6. Felix also gonna fall to the storm there. Once those conversions over, we should have top 5 and a little bit more room to work with.
Here it is, Andretta being the ultimate maverick right now. Ooh, with the big time hit. Let's go, Andretta, one of the top slayers in the grand finals for the EU, showing why he has been racking up, but now this is an opportunity to actually put in some big time points here in placement. It's a top 3 situation. We have the full trio. We have Benji and Savage here. It's a 2v3 now for these last moments here, going into game 11. Can Benji Savage, this will be big. This will give him the big opportunity, but they have to go up the mountain, and down goes Lecce here. The Remix and Co are holding on. They get down Benji as well. Sean Squint here. It's going to be a strong opportunity. A game 11 finish. There it is. Remix and Co with the victory royale.
35 points coming across there, and that's their majority on the day, but it's gonna push them closer in contention to the money there. But going into the last match, we gotta take a look at what the leaderboard looks like and what's up for grabs. Zeke and Co, take it away.
Gentlemen, thank you guys so much. You're on fire right now. These games are closer than ever. The standings will give us the perfect setup. We have a single game left to go. A championship is on the line. The FNCS winners will be determined in this next game. You guys, Shy, Reese, I'm going to let you guys set this up. Take a look at the points. Take a look at your top 5. Shy, kick us off.
Reese, I want you to just tell me the one line that'll say it all right now. What is it?
Well, I don't know what your one line you're thinking of, but I'm just going to let you know. Mongrel, Meter, and Tayson, if they go down, and Andalex, Janice, and X-Squeeze pick up 21 elims, they are going to take into first place. I don't know what line you're asking for, but I'm hyped because I want it.
This is the line. The top 3 is all that matters for the win right now. They're the only people who are close together in contention, looking at going forward. And like you just said, if Mongrel, Micho, and Tayson go down, it's a big game needed by Andalex. If Andalex's trios goes down, then Raxel, Kemi, and Artur, based off the kind of pop-up we saw last game from Raxel, almost there, able to survive, they can overtake and go all the way for first. It'll have to be a huge game, though. Past that, though, there is Andretta, Louis, and Flois in the top 5. That pop-off from Andretta that last game was crucial to get them on the first page. They might be able to overtake and get towards third, but at first, it's a 2-3 team game.
And something we didn't see there was actually Benji Fish's team really fly up. 17 eliminations in second. Something we didn't actually catch up too much on. However, it does move them up to 7th. They're not really in contention of getting up into that first place slot. They can, however, if they have another big game, take up and take 3rd, which would be a really, really big game for them. Lecce did tweet, we are going to drop a 20 bomb next game. Just a little bit shy of that. If they managed to win with a victory royale, they would have actually got that 20 bomb. So close to 10th.
Very close. And Kinzel as well. Wolfies and CRR are holding on and fighting every single game, whether it's against a trio or against the zone. We'll have to see what will happen with all these teams and their relationships with each other.
And that's what you guys are going to set up for us here with these replays that you have pulled for us. Is going into this last game, we're looking at those top 3 trios. We're looking at who could possibly walk away a champion.
Absolutely, and it's Sweaty Sands once again that we go back to Andalex, Janice, and we'll see the last teammate there as well, Tayson, who's landing. But there's something new going on, Reese.
We talked about this in the game before, and I said that Mongrel, Mitra, and Tayson need to go back to Stark Industries to contest, and they said, no, we are going to land in Sweaty Sands. They did that, they disengaged to the west, and they kind of wrapped south all the way around to this position you can see here, and they're just trying to rotate, but at the same time, they're trying to tag up Andalex's team as much as possible. This is a strategy that they need to do to ensure that they continue to go up. If Andalex's team has a poor game, then they are going to secure this first place game. So that's why they're deep in zone, trying to fight at this point. Unfortunately, they overcommitted too much and went down. But because of this also, Janice, you can see 5 below Storm Surge. We watched this on the broadcast, ends up going down to Storm Surge.
And that's what we're talking about, right? The top 2 teams going down. They're actually putting themselves at risk to try to make it happen. And there's definitely a reality where both teams are in the game, fight each other, get no points at all, maybe 1 or 2 Elam points, and then it's all up to 3rd, maybe 4th place to make that jump, make that rise, and get the clutch victory royale.
I mean, could it be any simpler, right? Like watch Fortnite members. We're watching this game. You got to keep your eye on that top left. elimination feed. If Mongrel, Mitro, Tayson are wiped out, that means second place has the shot. If second place goes down, third place has a shot. It is a battle for the top 3 right now. But also, real quick, props to Andretta and his trio. Jumping up to 5th before this final game, you know, again, it's not that one spot, but that's still going to make such waves, especially in your earnings, especially in your notoriety, to be able to say, look, whatever happened, we placed 5th. Very big hats off to this trio. Now, my biggest question will be, which trios come up here in the final game? This is it, the final shot. Because at the end of this, we're crowning an FNCS champion. They will hold the axe of champions. It is now or never. One final game.
It's one final game with first and second place fighting each other at the same drop.
Oh, I need to do it! I need to do it! I need to get the hype chart back off. It's off the charts. I need to bring the I'm on Cloud 9 one back out. I'm over the moon. I have all these. I have. You know what? I've come prepared, and I didn't even realize. Andalex, Janice, Egg Squeeze. I also have my Mongrel, Mitro, Tayson. They're gonna fight off against each other. I'm so excited. Oh my lord.
Oh, wow. Thank you for that, Reese. Thank you. Man, I needed this laugh because I'm so tense. I'm so worried. My little baby heart can't take this pressure. We only have a single game left, and that will be it. Now, if you guys are looking for more action, you're like, man, I don't want this action to stop. Don't even worry. Stick around. We're going to be jumping into NA East. We'll have 6 games there. We're going to be catching up on other regions as well. The action today has been ridiculous, but this is it. We're jumping out of the battle bus one last time here in EU. At the end of this, there will be new champions. Sancho, Sundown. Let's do this one last time.
3 rounds of qualifiers, 4 heats. The historic wildcard match, and then 11 games so far. And it comes down to this. One final moment, and despite only 8 points in their last 4 games, FaZe Mongrel, Liquid Mitro, and E11 Tayson hold on to a 20-point advantage over the rest of the field. The question is, in this final opportunity, this final match, can Andalex, Janice, NX Squeeze, or Rasco, Cammy, and Artur unseat what have been the undeniable kings of Europe so far? My name's Sundown, joined here by Sancho West, and we'll be bringing you the final game right here, right now, and we're going to kick it off where else but in Sweaty Sands, with 1 and 2 standing toe-to-toe, mouth-to-mouth in the ring at one of the strongest POIs, but not a vault in sight, just some good old-fashioned Fortnite.
May your builds be strong, may your shots be true, and may your journey end with the ultimate victory royale. But this is going to be a baby victory royale. This right here, this engagement going down in Sweaty Sands is going to determine the FNCS Trios Grand Championship. It's going to be crazy. At the same time, though, if 1 and 2 hurt each other so aggressively, that opens up the door for Raxo, Pammy, and Artur to snake away that Grand Championship. It's all or nothing right here, the top 3. And I just like this, that it's just so crazy that the opening moments, the drop spot, could determine your fate.
But a key thing, we saw it at the start of the game, zone pulled to this side. The onus to go and take the fight is on Andalex, Janice, and Duck on top. The MCES duo in the wave player need to go and find them, because if Mitro, Mongrel, and Tayson just slip into the middle of the zone and are guaranteed to get into this late game situation, that's it. That's done. You're not going to catch them by outplacing them. They've done incredibly well when they've made it into those mid and the late game situations. They need to go find them and not let them slide into this horde and disappear into the shadows and claim that #1 spot.
And we have seen that Mongrel and that trio love to kind of park themselves underneath that tower. We've seen it in the very openings of the grand finals. Andalex, Giannis, and Xwiz being right on top of Mongo, Mitro, and Tayson. They kind of neighbors in this fact. And you're right. That is why Giannis is so far out there. He's in the pond. He's going to be as if like he's a scout, making sure that he's going to be the first person to be like, yo, Mongo is coming. Mongo is coming. Tayson and Mitro are coming. He's going to ring that bell for Andalex and Xwiz to stop looting. But look at this, the flopper plays. I like it.
They're trying to get as many fish as possible, knowing the victory round, the bonus 5 points, every single aspect matters. But just keeping an eye on the bottom right-hand corner, there's not a triangle in sight, when typically there's at least 1 or 2 other trios in this area who are doing scavenger routes. To me, that's trouble for this group. That means there is so much more room for Mongo, Mitro, and Tayson to just go find space and disappear. Because every second that they're not on the right side of that elimination feed, they have an opportunity to just stretch that lead. But the Dark Horse and the Surge, not a prediction in sight, but they say they don't care. Roscoe, Gamakami, and Artur have stormed up the leaderboards with 111 points just so far today, 153 total, and they're currently sitting in third.
You gave me a lot of awesome high premium gas, and they're going to need that premium gas because they have a long trek as they're going to go coast to coast here, and it's so treacherous, it's so dangerous. A bad rotation, a gatekeeping stance from another strong trio. Again, the EU region, strong in trios. I mean, we saw those in the stats. The stats don't lie when it comes down to it. Numbers don't lie. There's a lot of strong people rocking these scavenger routes, rocking these secondary POIs, and if Artur, Raxor, and Kami kind of take this wrong route, that's the end of their run. That's the end of their chance to take that first place.
And again, every time a trio is eliminated in this match, that's it. It's over. It's done. Your run for this FNCS will have come to a conclusion, and you'll join everyone else as a spectator to see what happens in the final moments. And I'm not sure if intentional or not, potentially so, because destroying that, since you're the first one rotating through, denies the gas from anybody else coming behind you, which makes the rotation that much harder. Ideally, they would have fueled up beforehand if that was the play, but no damage taking over, so not a whole lot lost there, as we're going to hop on board with another team who is absolutely surging on the second day. Anas, Flick, and Thomas HD trying to remain in contention. They are our 4th place team, so a little bit out of really the contention range for first place, but if they are able to put it all together, they could potentially end up there. But right now, you see, every little play that matters can affect the overall scoring in the leaderboard, which also affects your prizing side. So still a bunch of money on the line.
Absolutely, thousands and thousands. And Nas, Flick, and Thomas HG going back to their old stomping grounds, already getting 3 elims total. And Verox's trio was landing here. They kind of claimed Dirty Docks. Verox was known to be the staple of Dirty Docks for the EU region. He always landed here at the very beginning of the chapter 2. And that's what pushed Thomas HD out until Retail Row. Eventually, after time and time again, after Mongols getting in his trio, getting victory royales, Thomas HD said enough, and we're going to go ahead and push Stark's Industry. And now, because they made that aggressive push, they made a huge jump on their leaderboard. Now, they having that confidence, they went down to Dirty Docks here in this final game 12 and pushed out and eliminated fully Verox's trio. So that is the kind of ride that Thomas HT and Knots and Flick are having right now. And you're right, a victory royale, and if Artors and Co trio goes down, that means they will slide into that 3rd spot. And just behind them in 5th place, we already saw it's Indretta, Flois, and Louis. They had a strong finish in game 11 as well.
And there's going to be a little bit of a different pacing for this game. You can anticipate there not to be a storm surge right off of the bat, with already going down to 77 players even before that second zone has closed. That's because the aggression coming out from those with not really necessarily a horse in the race at this point. However, there's still plenty of people to be able to capitalize on those points, and this is one of those teams. You can see Louis, Andretta, and Fury Flois trying to find a little bit of room here. However, eyes on the bottom right-hand corner, there's 4 different colored triangles. all getting together right now. And Andrada going to opt to box on over there. And I think one of those names, if I'm not mistaken, might have been Mongo and Co. I'm going to need to see. Let me check back out on the wide. But the question is always going to be, where did they go? Because they did. They disappeared in the center of the zone. They said, as long as we hold on, we're good. And now, for them, rather than being in that Elam feed the entire time, they want to be silent. They want to get tags. They want to avoid that second storm surge, because that's going to be the best way to close out the game and get that staple trophy for Mitro in Mongo.
Seeing Wolfie, CRR, and Kenzel, who have had a very bad slide recently in these back halves of the finals here, that is going to be interesting to see if they could kind of stabilize. A lot of fans, a lot of people in the Fortnite fam have become big-time supporters here of Kenzel, Wolfies, and CRR. Just a little bit more, considering that they all have really strong solo performances, and to see them combine almost late in the FNCS Trio season, combine together and do really well. But now it's interesting. That's usually Mitro, Mongrel, and Datko right there, and Tayson in those whiplashes. There is a new people with that ultimate swag there, Sundown.
Yeah, but it's somebody who's familiar with the Mark 51s themselves. They, as you can see, Gamma, Moraine, Lenouf, and Jaspe rotating a little bit ahead of them, but flicking on over the fight. They're just underneath, and this is the position we've talked about before. It's the bottom of the hotel. It's getting into that upgrade bench. I don't want to say a hot take, but I don't know if this is the right call right here. Keep an eye on his number of materials. And with the zone closing, he just went from having about 90-plus builds opportunity down to 30. He's going to spend the rest of this time farming. Granted, the Epic Shotgun is so huge, but if I'm Mongrel right now, I don't ever even want to be firing that. I don't want to be anywhere close to in shotgun range with any other player. I don't want to have to be hitting these really loud and obnoxious metal and brick builds, because so far, in the past 4 games, every single time my name has appeared somewhere else, somebody sees my skin, or anybody's even remotely close to me, it's a literal dinner bell where everyone is yelling, it's buffet time, and the shots end up come ringing in. When all you have to do is hold on. 20 points is a huge lead. Those builds are so valuable, but right now, still finding enough room. He's recouped about 50% of them, but still, it's tough, man. That's a tough decision, and we'll see if it ends up coming back to bite them.
Yeah, man, I kind of agree with you. I kind of want to see Analyx and Giannis and Squeeze kind of like determine what's going on. But you want to beat the trio, you got to beat the trio. And already I took a look at the feed. There's some action happening.
But you can see at the top right-hand corner, they're 35 damage below Storm Surge right now. Granted, there's still 90 seconds to figure it out, but they're going to have to expose themselves for shots. You can see both Mitro and Mongrel are busy farming right now. That's another thing that goes into it. They have to make up the mats from the upgrade. That's going to put the onus on Tayson to find those AR shots. Granted, he's very good at it, and the threshold isn't that high, but as we've seen in this final game, odds are good people are going to play safe for those last kind of moments, and you can't rely on somebody else breaking the surge for you.
And the most scariest thing throughout the entire time, yes, Storm Surge, it's looming, it's ugly head, but we're already going to have another finish here in the northwest side of things near Coral Castle. A lot of water we already saw cause so much chaos, and Mongrel, Mitro, and Tayson were able to hold high easily, but that is when they had very strong loot going forward. We just saw Mongrel upgrade, using that upgrade bench, eating up a lot of material, but that was another kind of maybe a calculated risk that you have to make, knowing that maybe when it comes down to it, you walk away with one Elam to be enough. But I kind of agree with you, Sundown, considering those kind of, mat resource extensive rotations into this deadly end game, you might want to hold on to anything that you can find and hold on to.
And for those
Yo no sé ni qué hacer, ¿verdad? Dígame qué hacer.
Punishes the most passive players in the lobby when we are above a certain limit. So for zone number 3,
Estoy aquí muy aburridito.
Second, the players who are below the threshold, as you can see, currently sitting 26 below, will take 25 damage every 10 seconds. They have to find an AR shot here. The damage is going to start ticking through, and because they're on the scavenger route, they don't have the excess utility to necessarily get it. They're one damage below. This is possibly the most important AR tags of Mongrel's career right now. He has to find the target. The damage is coming through. Keep an eye on that shield bar. It's 25 every single time. Down the corner. But he finds it! He gets the headshot! 39 damage above, 149 above now, and some rifle shots above. And we talk about every single shot, every interaction mattering. Sometimes it's a singular bullet, and FaZe Mongrel potentially secures the tournament right there by beating back Storm Surge and preventing that damage from giving MCS Duo and Janice an opportunity to yank it away.
Oh my goodness, the intensity. Just being, just hoping that they could hit it. All the Mongrel, Mitro, Tayson fans out there, no doubt putting that energy right behind that energy beam. And it was holding on tight. And now look at this rotation. It's going to be so dangerous to make. They're going to have to go ahead and go.
Recuerden el evento de mi amiguito Tia fue. Que viene ya pronto, viene pronto. Viene pronto el de esto de nuestro maestro. No, pinche culera. Vete para allá. Dale, el 5. No. Vete creando. Sí, como que esto quita daño. No. No te...
Back on board. Outside, looking in, no extra utility. However, achieving right over the shots into them. That second pace, we can finish it right here, right now.
Acuérdense que hoy a las 8 ahí ¡vámonos! Ay, yo sí, vámonos de nunca. ¡Corramos! Pepe. Dos. No, tiene demasiado poco. ¿Dónde están las granadas? No, gracias a Dios que no cogí porque
number 12.
And the rotation gets dangerous and more dangerous because now that they keep pushing into the northwest, all the way through Coral Castle and as well have to deal with the waterfall on the other side. They have yet to capitalize every time Mongrel, Mitro, and Tayson. Throughout the entire day, the door has been open and they have yet to walk through that door. This door is just not like any other door. At the end of this door is the Grand Finals Championship. It is time. It is your opportunity to clinch it, to go up and grab it, to seize it. Don't let it slip away. Let's go.
And now it's all going to be onto them. This is the story we talked about. Just one singular opportunity, but they have to take it. An opportunity is nothing if you're not able to have the ability to capitalize. And with only the shockwaves and the peppermints and no extra shields, very limited builds, the opportunity looks like it's slamming in their face. The door ever so slowly creeping in. Storm Surge, not going to be an issue, but you see they need every point possible. If they drop, Mitro and Mongrel get their trophy. They have the chance to steal it away, but it's going to be so incredibly difficult, as you said, because look at the number of triangles. And the ambush! Janice goes down! The solo champion falling there in a key moment when you need to have everyone together, when you need every placement point in every elimination. He falls.
Now, oh my goodness, it's up to Andelix, the duo champion here, to kind of form up and know the lobby focus is real. And when you're down to these kinds of matches, it's all but a matter of moments. It is second place on the ropes. Are they really? They might get knocked out right here, down to green HP, as Squeeze and Andelix are holding on for their tournament life and the opportunity to get the first place. It's not going to be easy. Sundown, they have a brief moment to breathe, but look at that half in and half out. They're not safe at all. There's still danger arising. Can Andelix and Squeeze overcome the adversity and have an opportunity to at least get a victory royale and the overall championship?
They need the space, and we talked about being fortunate to even have an opportunity, but you have to be able to capitalize, and right now, they aren't getting that chance. There's too many people in between them. They don't have the resources. They have to find a key refresher, and right now, a smart path to go forward a little bit and over the side, but as you called out right there, 7 builds, Sancho. 7 builds, 21 HP, and a dream of first place and an Axe of Champions as they begin to rat through the catacombs, but each door you break could potentially have a surprise on the other side, especially as you creep in, and we can see the yellow tiles right through the side, but Andelix recognizes their door opens up. They can't take any fire. There's no excess shields, and this is the tournament right here. Mitro, Mongrel, and Tayson have been dropped. We're getting closer to placement points, but the only trio with a mathematical chance of catching them has their back against the wall, nay, the wall in massive mountain, as currently 21 HP, 121 between them, 0 shields, 2 builds on Andelix. He has to find a snipe to make this happen.
One pump shot, one edit is enough to knock out Andelix and Squeeze, and that is why they're hoping. But look, Zone says, you know what? No way. You're going to have to go up the waterfall. Now, all of a sudden, we're at an all-time high in danger. The tournament right here is at stake. No doubt Mongrel, Mitro, and Tayson are happy, and this could be big. This could be big. This could be that refresher that they need. Let's see what that Squeeze finds. A brief moment just to relax and just breathe a sigh of relief here, but they're not done yet. They got a lot of work to do as they're unable to clean out that knock.
Oh, and a bad shockwave! Bad shockwave separates Andelix and Duck on top, and this is horrible because Andelix has no build. We talk about being a fish out of water. He's a fish in the water, and now he's done. It's all going to come down to X Squeeze, but they're into the placement points. It's a survival of the fittest, and how fitting. The story of EU has been the Lone Rangers and the clutch opportunity. X Squeeze with the opportunity to rise here and to make it a historic moment.
Para allá, para allá. Última bala, última y última. Vaya. ¡Vámonos! Vamos, salió mal ese tiro. Te lo juro. Me salió mal ese tiro. Después hay 2. trepar. Vamos a trepar, no trepa. ¿Vieron eso?
You want to push yourself up the leaderboard because, again, we talked about it. There's always prize money on the line, and we've seen it plenty of times through in the final game, World Cup Solos, 66-6, a monstrous performance, and who can take advantage of it? See the names in the lobby, who's still on their feet. Moraine still up as well. On the backhand side, you can see Karma and Cartoon trying to get, or Legends and Cartoon, excuse me, trying to get a little bit more room.